Sorry, I don't know why that bugged me so much. So anyway, we went to the mall and then we went to Brio to go eat in the mall. And then we went to Trader Joe's to go to the supermarket. And then I got home and then I literally was home for like maybe a half hour. And then my friend texted me that I haven't seen in a month and she was like, "Hey, what are you doing? I'm deciding to go eat something. I want to go out and eat something. What are you doing?" And I was like, "Well, I was going to sit on my ass, but if you want to go out and eat something, I'll go." So I ended up catching up with her. So I was like, "Oh, I guess it was a good idea for me to wear makeup today because so basically like I only had concealer on, but then I went and redid my face and I kind of just did put on some foundation really quickly and then I just put on some concealer. So I knew we weren't going to be out too long, but I just wanted to wear concealer. I was going to put on eyeliner, but then I was just like, fuck it. It's not a big deal. I already have eyeshadow on. So anyway, I primed my face with I'm going to go watch a movie with my mom, so I'm trying to go through this pretty quickly. I primed my face with the Smashbox Photo Finish Foundation Primer, and then I just went in. I didn't hydrate my face because I didn't have enough time, and I was only wearing it for an hour, so it wasn't really that essential. And then I went in really quickly with the L'Oreal True Match Lumi Foundation in the color 110, porcelain. I didn't want to use the Tarte one. I wanted to use a lot of Tarte products today, but I'm trying to shy away from using that foundation because I'm like so low on it. So I'd rather use the True Match Lumi because I haven't used that one in a while. So this is like the third time I'm using it this week. And I really have been liking how it's been looking on my skin the past couple times I've been using it. So this is going to be like my go-to natural foundation the next couple months in the summertime. And then I concealed with the Maybelline Fit Me Concealer in the color Fair. And then I set my face with the MAC Merlot Skin Finish Natural in the shade Medium. Then I primed my eyes with the concealer. I didn't, because I wasn't planning on wearing my eyeshadow for that long. And then I just set it with the Laura Mercier Sticker Brightening Powder on the top and bottom because I concealed on the top and bottom. And then keeping with the throwback palettes, I decided to go in entirely with the Tartelette in Bloom palette today because like I said, I want to go back to using throwback palettes. So this is the one I decided to use today. So I'm mainly stuck with like the neutral shades. So this is my favorite transition shade from here. So I went in with Flower Child. Then I darkened up, then I went in with my crease shade, which was Smarty Pants. Then I darkened up the crease more with Jet Setter. Then originally I didn't have an outer corner shade on because like I said, I was doing something really simple. Then I decided to put on a little bit of Rebel on the outer corners before I left to go see her. So I just did that. And then for the lid, I went in with Firecracker, which I really liked, and then I highlighted the brow bone with Charmer, and then I highlighted the inner corners with Funny Girl, which is this one right here. I would have put this all over the lid, but I wanted to do something different, and plus there's not really any other inner corner shade in this palette. And then I just smudged Smarty Pants and a little bit of Rebel on the lower lash line. So that's what I used from the palette. I didn't want to use any of these shades because they're a little bit too dark for the outer corners, and plus I had already had the concealer on again because I had reapplied it, so I didn't want to screw up the outer corners again and like apply more outer corner concealer like right here. So yeah, I really still love this palette. It's a good palette, but I felt like the eyeshadow on the lid was transferring a lot, but I still really like it. It was a little bit hard to get the shimmery shades to apply though, so maybe I have to, use it again with an actual primer, but I'm glad I went back to using this palette because I haven't used it in quite a while. And then I went in with the L'Oreal Telescopic Mascara on the top, and then I concealed under the eyes with the Maybelline Concealer, and then I set that with the Laura Mercier Sticker Brightening Powder. And then I went in with the L'Oreal Telescopic Mascara on the top and bottom. Then I bronzed up the skin with the Tarte Park Avenue Princess Bronzer because, like I said, I wanted to use a lot of Tarte products today. Oh my god, I can't talk. But this was a bronzer that I left in my room for a while, and I decided to whip it back out and see if I still liked it. And I do like it. It's a nice bronzer, so I'm going to use it a little bit more often. And then I went in with the Tarte Amazonian Clay Blush in the shade Exposed. And then I highlighted with the Baked Gelato. Really? The Laura Geller Baked Gelato Swirl Illuminator in the color... What's the really famous one? The gold one, whatever. And then I highlighted I went over it just a little bit just to intensify it more with the Jouer Skinny Dip highlighter. I just love that highlighter, and it was just like sitting right in front of everything, so I just decided to use that just to pop on a little bit. And then I went over everything with the Hourglass Ethereal Light Powder, and then I started everything with the NYX Dewy Skin Mist. Then I brushed through my brows with a spoolie and then set them with the Anastasia Clear Brow Gel. And then for my lips, I primed them with the NYX Lip Primer. Then I lined them with the MAC Lip Pencil in the shade Strip Down. And then I filled them in with the Kathleen Lights ColourPop Ultra Satin Lip in the shade Aquarius. I did slap on a lipstick earlier, and I just went in with the shade Oh Snap by ColourPop, the lippy stick. And then I wore the same exact blush and highlight before and bronzer. I just redid it again with foundation, and that was it. So yeah, bye. And I just wore this blue turquoise tank top, like this light blue one over a darker one. I was wearing a white t-shirt earlier because I didn't know I was doing anything later today. So yeah, it was nice to see her and catch up with her because I haven't seen her in a month. But that's it. I gotta go now, so bye. Okay, so hi, so I just wanted to tell you about my makeup look for today. If I'm not feeling like I'm all there, it's just because I'm very stressed out right now. I feel like I really need to get a job soon. Like, I feel like I kind of wasted money on a meal today that I didn't really need to get. I was supposed to pay for me and my boyfriend today, but I only ended up, and also, like, I wore the wrong shoes that I really wanted to wear sandals today, and it just annoyed the shit out of me that I wore rain boots because I haven't been able to wear anything that cute the past couple of days, and I really just wanted to wear color today and wear, like, pink and be girly and whatever, and I feel like this shirt's a little bit loose on me now. I don't know. I just feel like things don't look as good on me anymore because I'm getting a little bit older and it kind of sucks, but at the same time, I do think this shirt is still pretty cute. It's one of my BB shirts, and I think this is probably one of the only ones that I can still wear. I just feel very hungry right now. I'm probably going to eat something. But I just feel like the food that I ate didn't really fill me out that much, and it was kind of a waste of money because it was like $11 for just me because I decided to get Thai food and he decided to get Johnny Rockets. So, yeah, so anyway, I decided to go with this pink look today. I really like how it turned out, so I'll tell you guys what I wore. So I primed my face with the Smashbox Photo Finish Foundation Primer and the Urban Decay Settings. I primed my face with the Urban Decay Prep Priming Spray and the Smashbox Photo Finish Foundation Primer. Then I went in with the Dior Skin Forever Foundation in the color 110 Ivory, I'm pretty sure. I just wanted to test out this foundation to see if I was going to be returning it at some point because I need a little bit of money from Sephora right now. And since Sephora is the easiest place to return anything, I wanted to see if there was any makeup that I could get money back for. And since the two most expensive items that I got from the Vibe sale was the YASSS Art Warm Neutral Matte Palette and the Dior Skin Forever Foundation. My hair looks really good today. I'm just saying, I think it looks really cute. Usually it doesn't look this great, but I like how it looks right now. But, yeah, I was debating on whether I was going to return the foundation or the eyeshadow palette, and I don't necessarily think the YASSS Art palette is worth $80. I mean, I did get it for a little bit less money. I got it for like $72, but it's definitely more worth it than the Marc Jacobs palette that I got that was like $60. That's like 6 eyeshadows. Like, at least this is 12 eyeshadows, and plus, if I decide to return the Dior foundation, I can just get a sample of the foundation, like whatever Sephora I'm at, and just use the samples. But I'm pretty much like, I think, halfway into the foundation already since I've started using it. So I don't really want to necessarily replace it that fast. I mean, return it that fast. This is really annoying me, this lipstick, by the way. So if it looks retarded, I'm sorry. But I was messing with it for a good like 20 minutes and I still didn't like how it turned out. So yeah, it's a pretty dry fucking lipstick and I don't know why. I mean, it still looks pretty, but, and this is supposed to be like my new favorite hot pinks lipstick. I think that looks better, actually. Yeah, I don't know. I'm going to share my thoughts in a minute. It literally smells like nail polish remover, and I don't understand why. I don't know why the formula is so different on this one than the other ones, but I'll tell you guys in a minute. I mean, the color's really beautiful, but I don't like how it necessarily looks on my lips. But at least it's like that pretty pink, hot pink color that I wanted. And then I concealed with the Tarte Rainforest of the Sea concealer in the color Fair Light. And then I set my face with the Giorgio Armani Luminous Silk Powder Foundation in the color 2. And then I primed my eyes with the Smashbox 24-Hour Primer and then went over that with the same Giorgio Armani powder. If I'm talking a little bit weird, it's because, like I said, the tooth that they worked on yesterday for me, that the appointment that I went to, is rough. Like, he didn't sand it down, like, enough. Like, it's kind of like when you go get a filling, it's kind of like getting your nails done. Like, they shave it down at the ends, and then they put like the acrylics on. It's like the same thing. He like shaves the tops of the molars to make them smooth, and then he didn't smooth this one out enough, and it kind of pokes into my tongue. So I would have recorded a video tonight with this makeup on, but it's like really annoying me that I just want to take my makeup off. So yeah. Then I went in with ColourPop's Firefly as my transition shade, and then keeping with the throwback palettes theme, I went in with the Anastasia Modern Renaissance palette today, so I used that today, and I used a bunch of the pinkier shades. So first I went in with Buon Fresco, then I darkened up the crease more with Love Letter. Then I used Cypress Umber on the outer corners, and then for the lid I went in with ColourPop's Super Shock Shadow in the shade Slave to Pink. It's like one of my all-time favorite hot pink colors, and plus, like I said, I love ColourPop eyeshadows because you can depend on them not going anywhere, and I just really liked how it looked with this. I pretty much wear this pink every time I wear a hot pink outfit, so I love this shade on the lid. And then I used Tempera on the brow bone from the same palette, and then I lined my eyes with the Kat Von D ink liner in the shade Black, or in the shade Trooper. And then I went in with the It Cosmetics Superhero mascara on the top, and then I concealed under my eyes with the Tarte concealer, and then I set that with the Laura Mercier Secret Brightening Powder. And then I lined my waterline with the Urban Decay 24/7 Glide On Side On liner in the shade Black 0, and then I highlighted the inner corners with Nostalgic from Makeup Geek and a little bit of Vermeer from the Anastasia palette. So that's mostly what I used today. So I used 2 single shadows, and then the rest of it was a palette. So that's what I've been trying to do, is just using all of my palettes every time I do a look. I've just been trying to use a different palette every single time. I haven't used the same eyeshadows once the past week. I just really have been trying to rotate all of them. So now I just use the Anastasia Modern Renaissance palette, so I can cross that off. I was going to use the Peanut Butter and Jelly palette yesterday. Oh yeah. I would have had a makeup look yesterday, but I actually only just wore my no makeup look yesterday because I was supposed to go out with my friends to go see Spider-Man, but plans got canceled, and I was like in the middle of getting ready, and then my friends told me, yeah, we can't go, so I ended up not going. So but yeah, I'll tell you about that in a minute. And then I went in with the MAC Cinnablade Giga Black Lash on the bottom lashes. And then I bronzed up the skin with the Galactic Cobble Bronzer. And then I went in with the Becca Luminous Blush in the shade Camellia, because I actually forgot that I had this blush in my collection. And just as long as I wear the makeup out, honestly, I don't really care about wearing rain boots. But I wore the rain boots just in case if it was going to rain, and then my boyfriend's always like, well, you never dress prepared for the weather, so I was trying to look for my sneakers, but I couldn't find them, and I was just like, whatever, I'm just going to wear my rain boots, whatever. And I forgot about this blush in my collection, and I had bought, like, basically a brand new one, because the other original one had shattered, so, I got to return it, and they replaced it with a new one, and I haven't used it yet this summer. So I was like, I need to use it. So I finally used it today, and it's just such a pretty blush. And I have to use the other shade, Tiger Lily, soon, because I used to live in those 2 blushes like all summer long last summer. And I just feel like I really neglect my blushes more than like my highlighters and even my eyeshadows, because I never know what blush to pair with certain looks. And sometimes I feel like I wear the same 5 blushes, but then it's like I have a lot of pink blushes that I can wear. So I was like, I gotta wear this one. So yeah, and then for the highlight, I left the highlighter in here in my drawer because I was going to see my makeup look before my boyfriend got here. I went in with the Ofra but highlighter in the shade Beverly Hills because like I said, I've been using a lot of my older highlighters lately. I wanted to use one of the newer ones today, and I haven't used these in a while, and I just love the Ofra highlighters. So I highlighted with 3 of the shades today. I went in with this shade, and this shade, and I mixed them all together. And I really like how it turned out. It was such a pretty pinky highlight. I really like that. Because this is more of a lavender and this is more of like a warm tone pink, and that's a really pretty white. So I thought that was really pretty mixing them all together. So I really like how that turned out. And then I went over everything with the Hourglass Ethereal Light Powder, and I did everything with the NYX Dewy Skin Mist. Oh my god, my tooth's really bothering me. Then I brushed through my brows with a spoolie and then filled them in with the Anastasia Brow Definer and Caramel, and then set that with the Anastasia Clear Brow Gel. And then for my lips, I primed them with the NYX Lip Primer, and then I lined them with the Urban Decay Lip Pencil in the shade Obsessed, the 24/7 Glide On Slide On Pencil. And then I filled them in with the Stila Stay All Day Liquid Lipstick in the shade Bella. I really do like this color, and I love this for the summertime. Like, this was supposed to be like my go-to hot pink shade. I feel like both sides are bleeding. Okay, only one side is. This was supposed to be my go-to shade, and I feel like this does not smell like any of the other Stila liquid lipsticks. This one has a very chemically smell, and I feel like that's what affects the formula a lot. The other ones I absolutely love. They're not like this on the lips. The shade Fiore is more of a hot pink lip that I like so much more from them than this one. Like, I like this. And the reason why I got this is to have a true hot pink liquid lipstick in my collection. For some reason, and I didn't have any other hot pink shade from any other brands, which is amazing. Like, I probably should have gotten one from ColourPop because then I wouldn't have had to get anything that's $20. I should have gotten the one from ColourPop that was called, I don't remember, but I just remember that this shade was such a vibrant pink that I was just like, it's so beautiful. It's like a true hot pink, and I really wanted it. And after trying Party Pink from Anastasia, that one was horrible, and I don't like this one that much either. The other two that I have are, the ones that I have are Patina, Fiore, and Fiery, and I love all 3 of those. I love the formula of those, but this one does not smell like the other ones. The other ones have a really nice scent to them, and this smells extremely chemically, and I feel like that's what affects the formula. And I feel like not enough product comes out on the brush when you actually put it on. I mean, I've had this for a year already, and I bought this around the end of summertime last year. So this was going to be more of like my summer lipstick that I lived in. I think I got 2 uses out of it last year. So this is like the 4th or 5th time that I've worn this lipstick this past year. I've worn it like twice before in the summer, I'm pretty sure. It worked okay the last time I wore it, but today, it was okay too. Like, it didn't peel or anything, but it's very streaky and dry, and it just, like, I don't like the way that it applies. It's very crumbly, but the other 2 don't do that. So I don't know why this one does that in particular. I feel like they're more pigmented, vibrant shades just do that and not the other ones. So I don't know. Yeah, so yesterday I was supposed to go see Spider-Man with Becca and Phil, but Becca said that the time that we were going to go, because we were going to go at 7 o'clock, but that showing ended up being sold out, so we were going to try and go at 8, but that was 3D, and Becca had told me that the 8 o'clock showing was too late for her. So I was like in the process of getting ready, and I was going to wear one of my Church Girls shirts, which is like a pink and orange one. And I was going to wear the Too Faced Peanut Butter and Jelly palette with a like ColourPop lid shade. And then I was going to wear the California blush. And then for my lips, I was either going to wear an orange or a pink one. And I was all excited to go and put my makeup on again. But then Becca was like, 8 o'clock's too late. But then also, Phil's girlfriend has a lot of trouble watching 3D because she has stigmatisms in her eyes. So I was like, okay, that's mainly the reason why we didn't go. And then Liz asked me to go to Connecticut to see her. And I was like, well, if you didn't tell me so late, I probably would have went, but it's just the fact that she had told me so late that I just ended up not going there either. So I just had worn my no makeup look to the dentist, and then I think I took it off around 3 o'clock, and then I was going to get ready to go to the movie, but I was like midway into my makeup, like I did my foundation, and I was like doing my eyeshadow, and all I did was put on my crease shade, and then I was like, oh my god, I forgot that the Bargain Tuesday movie sold out a lot faster, so I had to like call everyone, and I was like, shit, the 7 o'clock was sold out at 5 o'clock, so we ended up not being able to go, which kind of sucked, but maybe next week. So I still have to save money now anyway, but my friend was going to pay for me because I was going to give her a ride because she had foot surgery a couple weeks ago, and she can't drive still, so I was going to drive her, but yeah, that's pretty much it. I'm gonna go. My tooth is really annoying me, so bye. And yeah, so basically all I did was my Maybelline concealer, and then I set that with the Laura Mercier Stick Brightening Powder on the top and bottom. Then I just threw on my L'Oreal Telescopic Mascara. I bronzed up I didn't even bronze up the skin. I just went in with the NARS Deep Throat Blush, and then I highlighted with the little ColourPop Pressed Powder Duo in the shade Getting Handsy. The reason why I didn't record it is because I thought I was going to be recording an actual makeup look, so I just took it off and reapplied my makeup and started doing a full face of makeup. But then since we didn't go, there was no point in me still continuing wearing it, so I just took it all off because I'm like, I'm not going to wear it anymore. So, and then I just set my, when, then I just went in with the Hourglass Ethereal Light Powder, and then I just set my face with the Smashbox Primer Water, and then I just brushed through my brows with a spoolie, and then set them with the Anastasia Clear Brow Gel. I didn't even put a lip on because I was just going to the dentist, so that's basically all I did. Oh, and I set my face with the MAC Skin Finish Natural in the shade Medium, and then I go over it with the Hourglass Powder. So yeah, that was it. Bye! Okay, so hi, so I just wanted to tell you about my makeup look for today. I'm not going to be very enthusiastic today because it's going to kind of suck what I'm doing today. I'm going to see Liz's mom in the hospital with her, and also I haven't really been able to find a job yet, and I called Meatball Place earlier today, and basically they told me that they already filled the positions that they needed, which was basically the same response that I got from Del Frisco when I finally decided to call them again to potentially be working there. So, yeah, I was really depending on working at Meatball, and now since that one's moot and California Pizza is too, because I heard it's a horrible place to work at, I didn't bother following up with California Pizza, and they have never called me either. So I followed up with Del Frisco and Brio today. I did call Brio yesterday as well, and I called them today, and I was like, hey, I spoke to the other manager yesterday, and I was just wondering if you were interviewing right now, and he was like, well, I have to look through all the applications first, and then we'll call you for an interview. I was like, okay, like I can't really wait that long either. I thought he was going to call me like today or something, but you know, he just received my application 2 days ago, so I was just surprised he hasn't asked me for an interview yet. Sometimes they don't even look at your application and they'll ask you for an interview. And then Del Frisco was the only other place I looked at because I had gotten interviewed there in December for the holidays, and they never moved forward with hiring me, but the only advantage that I have with Del Frisco is that I've already had 2 interviews with them, and that might work to my advantage because then I don't have to come in for an interview. They can just tell me like, hey, if you're hired, you just have to come in for training, and then you can finally start earning some money, because I need to start earning money by like next week, and it's been like a week and a half already since I've tried to get a job at these places. I didn't think it was going to be so difficult this time, but this time I'm like really running out of money. I am going to go and return a couple of things to Sephora that I got during the Vibe sale because I can't afford to keep them. I'm probably going to be returning the California blush from Benefit and the Dior foundation. Even though I really do love that foundation, it's not worth it for me to keep such an expensive foundation in my collection right now. And I really wanted to return, or was thinking about returning the Visart Warm Neutral Matte palette as well, because that'll get me another 80 bucks. But I really don't want to return that palette, and since I had already returned the first one that I got a couple months ago, and I've already been testing that out so much, that I really just want to keep that out of everything that I had gotten because I got a good discount on that palette and I really don't want to return it. I mean, I got a good discount on the foundation too, so the only thing I really like want to return is the California blush. I don't love it. I'm wearing it today and I don't think I really do love it. I have other blushes in my collection that are similar that I don't need this blush just because it's a pretty design on the top, so I think I'm going to return that over everything else, and then I'll see if I still need money. I'll probably go return the foundation. So yeah, but I'm not going to return everything at once. I'm going to wait to see like if I really need to, and then I'll go return it like on Monday or something. So I'm not planning on returning it for another couple of days. So yeah, that's where I'm at right now. It's not a great position, and I might even cancel my gym membership because I haven't even had time to go. And I haven't even driven my car since Monday. I haven't had to drive it since Monday night, and I only went to go see Lisa for a little while, and so I drove 5 minutes away. I didn't really have to drive any further. The only time I was planning on driving further was Tuesday when I was going to go see Spider-Man with Becca and Phil, but then those plans got shot to hell, so I ended up not making a makeup look that day because I was in the process of doing my makeup, and then they were like, hey, it's not happening. So Liz did tell me that she wanted to see me in Connecticut on Tuesday, but then we were just like, well, since you're going to be here on the island most of the week, I can just see you then. So she's supposed to come over and talk to my mom, and then we're supposed to go see her mom. So I already ate because, like I said, I don't really have money, so I'm trying to eat at home as much as possible. So I'm just waiting for her. So anyway, I just wore my Lady in the Tramp shirt today. Just didn't want to wear anything too involved because I didn't want to look like too done up to go to the hospital because, you know. I wanted to wear a dress, but at the same time, it is supposed to rain again, and I figured I could just wear one of those dresses this weekend because I'm supposed to see my boyfriend the whole weekend anyway. Tomorrow I think I'm just going to go to his house, and then Saturday I'm supposed to go out with his friends to like this video game place and a card place like for video games and card games like Magic, Yu-Gi-Oh, stuff like that. And then probably we'll hang out with him for a while, and then we'll probably go eat something. And then on Sunday we're supposed to go to this Game of Thrones premiere thing with his friends, and we're supposed to go watch the show with them at somebody's house, so we're just not sure which house we're going to, so that won't be that big of a deal. So yeah, not really that bothered that I didn't see him today. He did ask me to hang out today, but then since we were supposed to go to Riverhead today, we were both supposed to go see her in Riverhead, but then she had already eaten, like, she already had went out to lunch with her family out in Riverhead, and now she's going to be coming to me so she can go visit her mom. So me and my boyfriend didn't have to go out to Riverhead because she has to go to Queens to see her mom. So she's like, I'm already on the way to see her. So anyway, I primed my face with the Smashbox Primer Water and the Stila One Step Corrector, and then I went in with the L'Oreal Infallible Pro Glow Foundation in the color Fair, whatever. And then I concealed with the Maybelline Master Concealer in the color Fair. I pretty much have to use that concealer more along with the Tarte and the MAC Pro Longwear because, like I said, I'm really running out of a lot of concealers. I only have like 4 concealers I really can use right now, which is like the 2 Maybelline ones, actually 3 Maybelline ones, and the MAC Pro Longwear. The Master Concealer, I probably should use a hell of a lot more, and I still have my Urban Decay concealer, so I could use that more as well. So I probably should have used that today, actually. I don't know why I didn't use it. So I really love this foundation, though, because like I've said, this foundation is very true to my skin color, and it doesn't really oxidize on me. The Maybelline Fit Me oxidizes a little bit, and it's a little bit tanner than me, but this one is a lot more truer to my skin color. And it's such a great formula as well. Like, I am nothing about returning any of the drugstore foundations because they're only $10 anyway. And plus I got them with a gift card, so I pretty much got them for free anyway. But also, I bought them at Ulta, and Ulta only has like a 2-month policy, and that's why I'm thinking about returning the stuff that I got from the Vibe sale to Sephora, because it's really not that great of a discount anyway. And if I'm not too crazy about the blush, this is probably the 4th time I've worn this blush, okay? I haven't even used it that much since I've actually gotten it. There are so many blushes that I don't really wear. I pretty much stick with like the same 10 blushes that it's like really hard for me to wear, even to wear new ones. Then I'm just like, I think I'm just going to return it because it's really not worth it to me. So, and then I set my face with an old school powder today because I have 2 loose powders and I might as well start using more because I don't really use them as much, and I was like, you know what, I really need to use these more because I don't want to use up my Giorgio Armani powder or my IT Cosmetics powder because I love both of those. So I'm like, I need to start using my loose powders more. So I went in with the NARS Crystal Loose Setting Powder today in the shade Translucent, and I really like this powder. It's super lightweight. It feels exactly like the Giorgio Armani on the skin. So that's what I used today to set my face. And then I primed my eyes with the Smashbox 24-hour primer and then went over it with the same NARS powder. I'm sorry that I'm like been rambling like crazy in these makeup lookbooks, but I just wanted to update you guys on my life. I did tell you guys that this month was going to be crazy for me, and I just don't have like that much time to like slack or anything. I really have to just get my shit together. So I knew that this month was going to be really hard, and then hopefully it'll make next month a little bit easier because I need to find a job at least before I have to pay my car payment in a couple of weeks, which I think I'm going to be able to do as long as I can find a job by like the end of the month. But this week and next week it's going to be pretty hard. Probably next week is going to be the hardest. So yeah, anyway. And then I went in with Makeup Geek's Peach Smoothie as my transition shade. And then I'm just going to pull this out of the packaging so it's a little bit easier for me to show you guys what I used today. And then I went in pretty much entirely with the Alice Through the Looking Glass palette today because I have not touched this palette in a while. And like I said, I'm really trying to work through a lot of my old school palettes since I have already been testing out my my newer palettes so much more that I really just wanted to go back to older palettes. So today I decided to use the entire palette on my eyes, and I really like how the look turned out. I pretty much did the same look that I did when I reviewed this palette first, all except I smudged a different color on the lower lash line. So I decided to put a pop of blue instead of green because I wore that Alice Through the Looking Glass shirt. So yeah, since I wore a Disney shirt, I wanted to wear a Disney palette on my eyes, and I have used this before with like the Dumbo shirt and the Pocahontas shirt. So I thought that would be fun. So first I went in with Reflection as my crease shade. Then I darkened up the crease more with Dorm House. And then I went in with Chessboard on the outer corners. And then for the lid, I did go in with Sal's and Grum, but I did top it off with Paradox. And it pretty much just ended up looking like the same orange shade that it looks. So it's pretty much like an orangey vibe that's going on my eyes right now with the blue on the bottom, but at least it makes it a little bit more interesting with the blue. So it's not like that monochromatic and boring. And then for the brow bone, I mixed together Looking Glass and Lily. So that was for the eyes. And then I lined my eyes with the Kat Von D ink liner in the shade Black because, well, Trooper, because the Stila liner, I really do love that liner, but sometimes it's hard to work with when you use it so much with the Stila glitters, and then sometimes it gets it a little bit more like hard to work with because it kind of like ruins the tip a little bit with working with glitters. So that's why I went back to using this liner, and I really like it. So I don't know what's going on with this. So yeah, anyway, and then I went in with the IT Cosmetics Super Hair Mascara on the top. Then I concealed under my eyes with the Maybelline concealer, and then I set that with the Laura Mercier Secret Brightening Powder. And then I smudged the color Metamorphosis on my lower lash line, and I really like how it turned out. It kind of looked a little bit more turquoise like this color than like what it looks like in the pan, which I really like how that turned out. And then I lined my waterline with the Urban Decay 24/7 Glide On Sign On Liner in the shade 0. I did originally use brown, but I don't know what it is about like brown shades lately with my waterline, because I feel like none of them show up anymore, so I always have to end up going in with black, so I just used that instead because it was pissing me off that it was like really not showing up. And then for the inner corners, I did use Royal Flush from the palette, and that's everything that I used from the actual palette. I was going to go in with Bandersnatch as well on the lower lash line, but I decided to keep it a little bit more simple. But yeah, like I've said before, I really do love this palette. Well, I don't absolutely love it, but I think it's a really good palette. I do like that the colors are more subtle because I think that's what they were going for with like the shades that are like from the evil from the good queen, and I pretty much use all of these. I've used all of these shades in this area here. I haven't really touched these shades, but I use mostly these 4 rows like every time I use the palette. So yeah, so I finally got to grab this and use it today. I was going to use the Kat Von D Metal Crush Shadow and the shade Paranoid on the lid, or Paranoia, whatever, but then I decided not to. And then I went in with the MAC Cinnaplique Black Lash on the bottom lashes. This, oh my god, this Everyday Makeup Lookbook is going to be 10 million years long. Then I bronzed up my skin with the Galactic Cabo Bronzer, and then like I said, I went in with the Benefit California Blush, the Box Blush. I do like the color, but I feel like I have similar shades in my collection. And then for the highlight, I went in with the Anastasia Ultimate Glow Kit today, and I used the shades Sunray, Amber Gold, and the heck was the other color? They were having it for half price on Macy's.com, and I kind of regret not getting that because I would have returned the older one that I got from Sephora, but then I wasn't really sure if I was going to be able to return it. Because I've had it since like December, and I've heard that Sephora is getting a lot more stricter with returning things because like the Benefit blush and the foundation are only like 2 months old because the Vibe sale was in April. So let me just check. I don't think they even have it right now though. Oh, they do have it on Ulta. Okay. I went in with the bottom 3 shades, Sunray, Amber Gold, and Hot Sand, and I mixed all 3 of them together, and I really like how it turned out. It's really pretty. I didn't want to use Champagne Pop today. I kind of wanted like a tannish gold color, so I really like how that turned out. Then I went over everything with the Hourglass Ethereal Light Powder. Then I set everything with the NYX Dewy Skin Mist. Then I brushed through my brows with a spoolie and then filled them in with the Anastasia Brow Definer in Caramel, and then set that with the Anastasia Clear Brow Gel. I think I'm going to pluck this before she gets here because that's driving me nuts. And then for my lips, I primed them with the NYX Lip Primer, and then I lined them with the Make It Forever Lip Pencil in the shade 1C, and then I filled them in with the Balm Cosmetics Liquid Lipstick in the shade Sincere, and then I topped them off with the Urban Decay lipstick from the Alice Through the Looking Glass collection, and I went in with the shade Alice because this is the only one that I have, and I really like how it turned out. It just make it look a little bit more purple, but I do like that effect, and that's pretty much it. So I'm going to go because I don't shut up, but I really do love the formula of the Balm Cosmetics lipsticks. I think they're amazing. And yeah, that's it. I really hope it doesn't pour on us by the time we go out. So that's it. Bye! Okay, so hi, so I just wanted to tell you about my makeup look for today. I feel like this lamp that's on my desk always like varies in brightness, and it's like really annoying sometimes. Sometimes it's like really blinding, and sometimes it's like not as bright. It's just a little bit weird. So anyway, today I just went over my boyfriend's house and we watched Ex Machina, not Ex Machina. It was really good. I wanted to watch Contact with him, but maybe we'll watch that like when we have more time. Maybe when he comes over here, maybe we'll have more time to watch it. So yeah, basically, I'm just really tired. I didn't really get that much sleep last night because I got in pretty late from seeing Liz. I didn't get back home till like 1:30. And then my body woke me up at like 7:30 in the morning because I went to sleep around 3 and I was super tired. But my body woke me up at like 7:30 in the morning, and then I couldn't really fall back asleep because once I wake up, I can't fall back asleep and it sucks. So I'm pretty worn down right now. Even though we really didn't do much today, I just went over his house and we went to go, actually we did go out for a little bit, but it was nothing like strenuous. We went to Best Buy so he could get a new hard drive, and then we went to Taco Joe's so we could pick up food to go, and then we went back to his house and ate it, and then we just watched the movie, and yeah, that was pretty much it. And then we just talked about the movie afterwards, and it was really good. It was a movie where you kind of like want to talk about it afterwards because it's a little bit complicated, but it was good. I just really like watching movies that make you think, or you know, thrillers, sci-fi movies, which is basically what that was, a thriller sci-fi. I love romantic comedies. I love regular comedies. I love action. I love anything besides horror. I will watch any movie besides horror. Sometimes I'll get a little bit like bored by like Masterpiece Theater or something like that, but I do like to watch as many things as I can. Also, I didn't know if I told you guys, I finished Everybody Loves Raymond like a week or so ago, and I'm already almost done with season 3 of Silicon Valley. I think I already said that I started that show. That show is so funny. I only have episode 10 to watch. That irks me when I do that. When I don't finish the season like the day before, because it kind of delays me to watch the new season then. But I just couldn't stay up to watch episode 9 last night, so I finished it earlier today, and now I just have the season finale, and then I just have the 4th season, and that's it, I'm done. So after that, I will watch that 70s show. So that's been on my list for a while, but I figured just to finish Silicon Valley first because it was a pretty easy show to finish. So, or it's a pretty easy show to finish. So anyway, so I was supposed to go to this game place with my boyfriend tomorrow and his best friend. And also my other friend invited me out to see one of my other friends, Jose, during the day as well tomorrow. And then Liz also invited me out to go to karaoke, and I was with her last night to visit her mom, like I said before. I don't remember when I recorded my makeup look. I think it was way before I got back. So actually, we talked to my mom for like 2 hours because she was here for a while, like because she came to pick me up. So she came in and hung out here for a while, and then she drove me to the hospital with her to go visit her mom, and then we went back to my town and we went to this amazing pizza place that I loved. So I finally took her there and she loved it. And because we wanted to eat somewhere closer to me, because we were going to go somewhere in Queens where we were, but it's like Queens is pretty sketchy at night for girls. So I was like, yeah, we shouldn't eat here. So, because if we do, we're not going to leave anytime soon. Like it was 10:30 by the time we left the hospital. So I was like, yeah. And then she said, I'm looking for somewhere more nearby. And I was like, yeah, you're right. And anything that I do with Liz is always more time than it's supposed to be, especially at night when she wants to drink something. So usually she wants to drink more than what she comes in for. But I said 2 glasses and that's it, we're leaving. So I feel bad that I have to do that, but it's more my dogs that wake everybody up when I go home. So I'm just like, sorry, we have to leave a little bit before 1:30 before we actually, when you drop me off. So we went to a bar after the pizza. And we were at the bar for like 2 hours. So my mom was like wondering where the bar was, and I was like, it was in Huntington Village. Like it's not even that big of a deal. So anyway, so yeah, I primed my face with the Smashbox Primer Water and the Stila One Step Corrector. I wasn't going to use a primer today. I was just going to go in with concealer, but then I kind of already started priming, and I was just like, oh yeah, I wanted to use this face product. So I used the Urban Decay One and Done Hybrid Complexion Perfector in the color light, just to wear something lighter on my skin because I didn't really want to wear foundation today. And then I concealed with the Tarte Rainforest of the Sea concealer in the color Fair Light. And then I set my face with the NARS Translucent Loose Setting Powder in the color Translucent, obviously. The NARS Crystal Setting Powder, because, like I said, I want to use more of my loose powders. I really like this powder a lot. I have to use it more often. I think it's a really good powder. It does dry out my skin a little bit, though. But I feel like my skin has been getting very dry around this area lately, like around my nose. That tends to happen after like a few hours after I've been wearing my makeup, but I think that's pretty normal for me. So it was really dry yesterday because I had my makeup on for like, I think it was like 8 hours because I was ready to see her at 8 p.m. At 4 p.m., but she didn't show up till 5, so I had it on since 4 p.m. And then I didn't get home till almost 1:30 in the morning, so I had it on for a long time yesterday. So yeah. And then I primed my face with the Smashbox 24-hour primer and then went over that with the same NARS powder. And then I just went in with the ColourPop pressed powder eyeshadow in the shade Firefly. And then I just went in mostly with the Too Faced Chocolate Bonbons palette. Like I said, sticking with the throwback palettes, I decided to use this one today. So now I have used all three of my chocolate bar palettes again, which I am very happy about. But when I use this palette, I usually go for the same look. Like when I use this palette, I stick with these colors here and these colors here. I never really use this part here. And I use these two shades. So I really don't use 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 of the shades out of like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. I use like 11 of the shades. But like I said before, like the formula is still great on this palette. I never said the formula is bad. It's just like I don't feel like you can create as many looks with this palette. I feel like they're kind of limited. But at the same time, you do have really pretty pops of color as well. And you have a lot of great crease shades too. Mocha is such a gorgeous shade. That's one of my, I think that's my favorite shade in the palette. And Molasses Chip is gorgeous as well. So yeah, basically went in with the same look that I do. I did Almond Truffle and Cashew Chew in the crease, which I could use Cashew Chew as a transition shade, but I don't know why I didn't think about that, so I just popped both of them in the crease. Then I darkened up the crease more with Mocha. Then I used Bordeaux on the outer corners because I just wanted something a little bit darker. And then for the lid, I originally just went in with ColourPop Super Shock Shadow in the shade Boy Band because I haven't worn it again on its own in a while. I've only worn it once, but I decided to wear it today. And I really liked how it looked, but I kind of wanted to use more of the palette. So I did go over it a little bit with Molasses Chip, and I just thought it looked so pretty together. So even though it's kind of like that color, like I thought it was going to be, this one was going to be a little bit less pigmented, but I forgot it's a pretty pigmented shade. So it came out really pretty. And then I went in with Divinity on the brow bone. And then I just went in with the Benefit Roller Lash Mascara on the top. Then I concealed under my eyes with the Tarte Concealer. And then I set that with the Laura Mercier Stick Brightening Powder. And then I smudged Almond Truffle on the lower lash line. And then I highlighted the inner corners with Satin Sheets from the palette. So, yeah. Really happy I used that one. And then I went in with the MAC Sanapalooza Black Lash on the bottom lashes. Then I bronzed up my skin with the Too Faced Sweethearts bronzer in the shade Sweet Tea just because I felt like using it today. I haven't used it in a little while because I've been using the Galactic and the Tarte one, so I wanted to go back to use this one again. It's my favorite summer bronzer. And then I went in with the Balms Cosmetics Balm Beach blush, and then I highlighted with the Sleek Cosmetics palette. And I don't know, you guys, I feel like there's something just about this highlighting palette that I'm not that crazy about. I don't know if I'm crazy, but I feel like it's just not as good as everybody thought it was supposed to, that everybody made it out to be. I feel like it was one of those hyped up products that just wasn't that great. That's how I felt about the Jouer highlighters originally, so that's why I was always very hesitant to buy them. But now I 100% understand why they're so good. Like, that Skinny Dip highlighter is gorgeous. I love it. I mix it with so many highlighters now to like amp up the actual highlight. And I should have done that today, but I feel like I use it too much. So I just wanted to see how this worked on its own. And I just don't think it's that great. So yeah, I think I'm going to return it to Ulta because I just reapplied it again and still I'm not in love with it. So if I'm not in love with it, I'd rather go get the money back because again, I'm pretty desperate for money right now. So yeah, and then I went over everything with the Hourglass Ethereal Light Powder, and I started everything with the NYX Dewy Skin Mist. Then I just brushed through my brows with a spoolie and then set them with the Anastasia Clear Brow Gel. And then for my lips, I primed them with the NYX Lip Primer. Then I lined them with the MAC Lip Pencil in the shade Strip Down. And then I filled them in with the Lime Crime Velveteen in the shade Lulu, because I haven't worn either of the nude velveteens since like Gay Pride, so I wanted to wear it today. And I still love it. I feel like I have to layer it a lot more because I feel like it does transfer sometimes. And it's a little bit drier than the other velveteens, but I still really like it. So yeah, that's pretty much it. So yeah, tomorrow I said I wasn't going to go to the game place because honestly, I didn't really want to. And I feel like if that's Josh and his friends thing, that they can just go and do that if they want. And then I'm not really on great terms with Becca right now and Phil. So even though Becca's still acting like she's cool, she did text me today first, like finally for the first time in like 2 weeks. And she's asked me if I was doing anything tomorrow, but I feel like she just texted me just so she didn't have to be alone with Jose. But yeah, that's a whole nother story. And then, my best friend, though, invited me out to sleep over her aunt and uncle's house so I could go to karaoke with her tomorrow. So I really want to do that, and I really love going there with her. And plus, I haven't seen her aunt and uncle in a long time, and they're really nice people. So I really just wanted to go out there and have fun with her tomorrow because when she's here, I really like seeing her. And again, I really want to be there while her mom is in the hospital. So, yeah, that is pretty much it. So, I'm going to go. And tomorrow, I'm really hoping to wear the Colored Rain palette with a Stila glitter on my eyes. So, I think that's what I'm going to do tomorrow because I'm thinking about wearing like this blue sundress tomorrow. So, yeah. That's pretty much it. I kept it pretty simple today and just wore an Armani Exchange tank top. This is a pretty old tank top, but I have it in like 3 different colors. It says Armani on it, and then it says Exchange on the back. So this is the one I decided to wear today. They have a white and a black one as well that I have. And that's it. Bye! Okay, so hi. So I just wanted to tell you about my makeup look for today. I did go a little bit extra today because I felt like it. And I really wanted to wear a red lipstick today, so hopefully it turned out okay. I really like how it turned out, but it took me like so long to do my makeup today, and then I had to like pack some stuff because I'm sleeping over my best friend's house, like I said yesterday, but I'm sleeping over in Patchogue and not originally where we were supposed to go. We were supposed to go to Jerry and the Mermaids, and I was supposed to sleep like out east more, but now I'm just going to but she hasn't updated me on when I should leave, and I'm probably going to leave in the next like 10 minutes. So it's really late at night. It's like 8 o'clock, but since I'm sleeping over, it's not really big of a deal. So I wore this like blue tube top dress today. I really like this dress. I haven't worn it in quite a while because I wasn't able to find it for a while. So this is like the first time I'm wearing it this year, so I really wanted to wear it out, and then I could wear a red lip with it. I was going to wear this Galaxy skirt, which I forgot I was going to bring for her. So let me stuff this in the bag because it kind of doesn't fit me anymore, and I got this skirt like dirt cheap. I really wanted to wear this Galaxy skirt tonight, but it's too big on me. I think it was always too big on me anyway, but now it really just doesn't look that good. I guess that means I lost a lot of weight, which is a good thing, but at the same time, I never really get to wear that skirt. I think I've only worn it twice since I've ever bought it. That's how I am with clothes. Like, I'm not able to wear stuff more than once or twice a year, and it's, like, so annoying for me sometimes. So, because I just have so much clothes, and sometimes I don't go out every day. Like, I'm only able to, and most of the time when I go out with my boyfriend, I'm going to his house and I'm wearing like a tank top and jeans. So like I'm not going to wear a dress to his house unless it's like, you know, like 4th of July, and this was like the first time I wore this lipstick. So anyway, yeah, I really like how my makeup turned out. It just took forever. So I primed my face with the Urban Decay Prep Priming Spray and the Smashbox Photo Finish Foundation Primer. And then I went in with the Dior Star Skin Forever, whatever it's called, I don't know, Dior Skin Forever foundation in the latest color, and then I concealed with the Urban Decay Naked Skin Concealer in the color Fair Neutral, and then I set my face with the Giorgio Armani Luminous Silk Powder Foundation in the color 2, then I primed my eyes with the Smashbox Primer 24-Hour Primer, and then went over that with the same Giorgio Armani powder. And then I went in with mostly the Colored Rain Queen of Hearts palette today. Like I said, I really wanted to go through some of my older palettes. I mean, I haven't had this palette for that long. I have used it a lot. I think I've used it around like 15 times or something. But that's still pretty pathetic since I've had it since like February. So usually I just stick with like the neutrals in this palette. And I always go for like this gold shade. But I really wanted to do gold today. So I first use Air in the crease as a transition shade, then I darken up the crease more with Royal Prerogative because I was going to use Royal Prerogative as my crease shade, but it was a little bit too dark over Air, so I used Royal Prerogative to darken up the crease more, and I used Air as the crease shade, so I didn't really use a transition shade. And with the outer corners, I went in with Duchess, and then for the lid, I did go in with Your Majesty by itself, and then I kind of sprinkled a little bit of the Stila Liquid Glitter Magnificent Metal Glitter and Glow eyeshadow in the shade Kitten Karma on the top, and I really like how it turned out. And then I popped on Crown on the brow bone and a little bit of Hear Me Out from ColourPop just to make it a little bit more of a matte white. And that was basically it. And then I lined my eyes with the Stila Sail Day eyeliner. No, the Kat Von D ink liner in the shade Trooper. And then I did go over it a little bit with the Urban Decay liquid liner, the Razor Sharp eyeliner in the shade Perversion. And then I went in with the IT Cosmetics Super Hair Mascara on the top. Then I concealed under my eyes with the Urban Decay concealer. And then I set that with the Laura Mercier Secret Brightening Powder. And then I smudged Duchess and Royal Prerogative on my lower lash line. And then I went in with the Urban Decay liner in the shade Zero. It's always the same. And then I went in with the MAC 10 Plate Black Lash on the bottom lashes. But again, my eyeliner was a struggle because these glitters make it really hard to apply your eyeliner. I feel like I need like a much better liquid liner. I'm going to go get the NYX liquid eyeliner at some point whenever I have money again because I really need that eyeliner. Everybody said this is amazing, so I really want to go get it. And I just saw Kathleen Lights test it out, and she said it was like the best waterproof liquid liner she's ever used because that was like the one thing that held up the best when she did her waterproof makeup eye test, like makeup test. So I really want to grab that. And then I went in with the MAC 10 Plate Black Lash on the bottom lashes, and then the inner corners I went in with the Jouer Skinny Dip palette, and I did use the shade Skinny Dip on the inner corners, and then I just popped a little bit of the shade Crown from this palette on the inner corners as well. So this was usually my go-to look that I did with the Crown, with the Queen of Hearts palette. I usually would pair it with one of the Stila glitters, so, and I really wanted to use one of them anyway, and Kid Karma is probably my favorite one. And I just really wanted to use gold. And I haven't used Kid Karma in a while, so yeah. And then I bronzed up my skin with the Galactic Cabo bronzer, and then I went in with the Urban Decay 8-Hour Afterglow blush in the shade Indecent. And then for the highlight, I used my beloved Ofra Cosmetics highlighter in the shade Rodeo Drive. I did kind of make it a little bit more gold, and I went in with Prosecco Pop from Becca's Jaclyn Hill face palette because it wasn't turning out as gold as I wanted it to. I mean, it's still gorgeous and it's still pretty reflective, so I still love it. It's just not as gold. I love when you think that a highlighter is like more of a color that you think it's going to be, and then it turns out a little bit different. Sometimes that happens, but I also think that the Anastasia brush that I'm using is a little bit too old now, and it kind of applies it more like a stripe, and it doesn't apply it like as true to color as it used to be, and also I have to wash it again. So anyway, and then I went over everything with the Hourglass Ethereal Light Powder, then I did everything with the NYX Dewy Skin Mist. Then I just filled in my brows with the Anastasia Brow Definer and Caramel, and then set that with Anastasia Clear Brow Gel. I keep on forgetting to pluck this freaking hair, but whatever. And then I primed my lips with the NYX Lip Primer, and then I lined them with the ColourPop Lippy Pencil in the shade Poison. And then I filled them in with the Lime Crime Velveteen in the shade New Americana because I just really wanted to wear red lips tonight. I was going to go for a nude and wear like a sparkly ColourPop gloss over it, but I just thought that was too much gold. And since I'm wearing so much gold jewelry and a gold eye, I was like, I kind of want a little bit something more bold. So, and then I topped it off with a Bite Beauty lip gloss that I've never used like out because, like I've said before, I really like my lips to be matte when I wear red lipstick out because they don't bleed. But I did go over it with this little limited edition Bite Beauty lip gloss in the shade Mimosa, and it is so gorgeous over it, and I feel like I need to do this more where I have like red glossy lips because it's so summery and it makes your lips look so much more juicy. And I've never worn this over a lipstick. This is the Luminous Lush Fruit Lip Gloss in the shade Mimosa. I don't think they have these anymore. I think they're redoing them. I'm not really sure about the lip glosses, but they were like doing these limited edition colors with like a little kit from Sephora, and they released like a lot of exclusive shades in Sephora because they're only sold there, and they're also sold in the little boutique in the city, but they are a Sephora exclusive brand when it comes to retailers, and they release like exclusive shades like once a month, and they were doing like this little 100-point perk or 200-point perk where they gave you a lip gloss and a lipstick. I've never worn the lipstick out or the lip gloss, so now I'm finally like deciding to wear it, and it pairs so perfectly with this. So yeah, I'm gonna go because I'm leaving so much later than I was supposed to. I wanted to leave like at 5 today, but I didn't get ready until like 5:30, 5:45 because I had to eat something before I actually got ready because she almost canceled on me because she was like, we were supposed to go to Riverhead and I was supposed to sleep over there, but now I'm just going to show up as late as I want because I'm waiting for her to be done to eat with her aunt and her uncle because they like called her at 6 p.m. to say, hey, we're gonna, we want you to come out to dinner, and she was supposed to leave at 8, but yeah, that's why I'm leaving as late as possible, so I'm gonna go because I want to get there now, so yeah, bye. And we're gonna go out to a different place now, near her town that we're gonna be staying at instead because she has an apartment in Patchogue, but we were gonna go to Riverhead and stay at her aunt and uncle's house because that's where she's been staying, because obviously she lives in Connecticut, but we're gonna go to the Patchogue apartment so we don't have to worry about disturbing anybody going there instead. So yeah, that's it. Bye. Okay, so hi. So I just wanted to tell you about my makeup look for today. I'm exhausted. I came back from Patchogue around 4 today. Me and my best friend didn't get up till like almost 1 because we didn't go out last night until like 12 a.m. because I was waiting for her at her apartment till about 11. And then she borrowed some of my makeup to put on before we went out. And she didn't show up to that apartment until, I'm trying to take my shoe off, just give me a sec. She didn't show up to that other apartment that I was waiting for her at until like 11 because like her family was giving her issues and stuff. So, yeah, I had to wait till 11 in that full face of makeup, even though I got to her apartment around like 9:15. So at least I got to wait inside though and just like watch TV. So yeah, basically we went out to karaoke. We weren't able to go to the original place that we go to in the other town because we couldn't stay over her aunt's house, so we stayed over the other apartment. And then we went to the Lizard Lounge, which is like our favorite place to go to now besides the other place we go to called Jerry and the Mermaid. And we went out at 12 a.m. because she needed to take a little bit of a shower and then get dressed, obviously. And then we didn't go out till 12 because it took her like, 45 minutes to be ready. And I already had my makeup on, obviously. So, sorry, I'm just texting my boyfriend. But anyway, so then we're just having like issues lately. It's a pain in the ass. So, then we went to the karaoke club finally, and we stayed till like 4:30 in the morning because we were talking to like a bunch of people. And we both got to sing 2 songs. I sang Pocahontas, Colors of the Wind, and then I also sang, I finally was, reminding myself to sing a freaking Lady Gaga song at karaoke, so I sang, You and I, so that was a hit with everybody. And then we all talked outside the karaoke bar for a while. And then me and Liz made a McDonald's run like we usually do when we're drunk. And then we went back to her house and we were just like talking in the bed and then we passed out. But I didn't really fall asleep. So yeah, so then we got up and we were going to go get breakfast, at the usual place that we go. It's a really good bagel, bagel place, not delicatessen. I don't think it's a delicatessen, but they're only open for breakfast till like 3 p.m. So we were gonna go there, but then like her boyfriend, he stayed there last night too, and he slept on the couch while I slept in the bed with Liz, and he actually had brought us bagels already, which was really nice of him because he was up way earlier and he got some bagels for us. So it was really nice of him. So yeah, we just like chilled on the balcony eating the bagels, and then I got dressed and ready to go and packed my shit, and then we all decided to go to Starbucks together because me and Liz still desperately needed coffee, even though Jeremy didn't bring us any. because obviously he doesn't know like how we have our coffee, and I wanted to get her a coffee because my broke ass can't afford anything right now. So I was like, I'll grab you a coffee. So yeah, that was pretty much it. And then I got home around a little bit before 4, and then basically I had to go to the bathroom, jump in the shower, and then put my makeup on because I didn't put any makeup on going back from her house because it's a pain in the ass for me to pack makeup because it's like I can just go do my makeup at my own house, and plus I wanted to go home and shower because I needed to go home and do that. But I could have showered at Liz's house anyway, but they were going back to Connecticut, so I didn't want to like hold them up and like stay there and shower. So I always plan to go home first because it's just easier for me so I can like drop all my shit off too. So I wouldn't have to go like straight to his house. It'd be a pain in the ass. And I was hoping to like lay down for a bit, but I didn't have any time. I had to leave the house by 6. So I got to his house. We were at his house for a little bit, and then we were trying to decide where to eat. And he doesn't like Applebee's, and we were gonna meet his friends at Applebee's because that's where they were. And then we were like, whatever, we're just gonna go there because the place that we wanted to go to is still closed for renovation. It's like my favorite Greek restaurant in his town. And then we went there, and then we went to watch the Game of Thrones premiere at his friend's girlfriend's house. And she has a really nice house with like a few roommates. So I think I mentioned that a couple days ago that we were doing that with his friends. So that was fun. And then he dropped me back off at his house, and then I went home. So now I'm finally home. Tomorrow I have a lot of stuff to do. I'm really excited to just like pass out tonight. So yeah, anyway, I wore this green high-waisted skirt today. It kind of rolls up a little bit. And then I wore it with a white tank top and a vest. I kind of hate how this freaking shirt rolls up too. It's a pain in the ass. So it kind of like, clenches my waist a little bit, but whatever. I don't really care. I'm taking it off. So anyway, I primed my face with the Smashbox primer water and the Laura Mercier foundation primer because I really don't use that too much, so I wanted to use it today. And then I went in with the Giorgio Armani Luminous Silk foundation in the color 2. And then I concealed with the MAC Pro Longwear Concealer in the color NW15, but that shit is pretty much moot. It did conceal pretty nicely, but it's like to the bottom. I have to like squeeze it out more because there's definitely still some left in there. Just the pain in the ass is that it's a pump bottle, and I only really like pump bottles for foundation and not for concealer because for concealer it makes you use a lot more products than you want to, and since that matte concealer is so high coverage that it's like you don't need that much product. My eyeshadow is pissing me off right now, by the way. Like already transferred again, and I like cleaned it up and it transferred again, but whatever, I don't really care. And then I set my face with the Giorgio Armani Luminous Silk Powder Foundation in the color 2, and then I primed my eyes with the Smashbox 24-Hour Primer, and then went over that with the same Giorgio Armani powder, and then I basically went in entirely with the Too Faced Sweet Peach palette today. I just really wanted to use it today. I wanted to do like a whole peach theme look. That's just basically what I felt like wearing, so I was just like, whatever, I'm just gonna wear what I feel like wearing, because I really wanted to wear the green shade today, so I wanted to base my whole look off of this color right here. So I was like, I'm just going to use the whole palette. So I used most of the colors. So I used Peaches and Cream, of course, as my transition shade. I usually always use as my transition shade with this palette. Then I darkened up the crease more with Candied Peach, and then I used, too much peach, crap. And then I darkened up the crease more with Summer Yum, and then I used Puree and Peach Pit on the outer corners. And then for the lid, I went in with that green shade, which is called Bless Her Heart. And I just really wanted to use that shade today because I feel like I never use it. But again, it's not green enough, and it kind of transferred, so it's kind of a pain in the ass. And I did like reapply it a lot, but it transferred to the crease, but whatever, I don't care. It just looks very dull, and you would expect it to be a little bit greener. And then I popped on White Peach from the palette on my brow bone. And then I lined my eyes with the Urban Decay Razor Sharp eyeliner in the shade Demolition, because my Kat Von D liner for some reason is completely dried out already. So now I need like new liquid liners, but I have to go return 2 items so I can have more money. And then I went in with the IT Cosmetics Superhero Mascara on the top, and then I concealed under my eyes with the MAC Concealer and the Tarte Rainforest of the Sea and Fair Light, and then I set my under eyes with the Laura Mercier Secret Brightening Powder. This is how you can tell I'm super tired. But yeah, I had to use the Tarte underneath my eyes because the MAC wasn't really applying that much. It just was really dried out, so yeah. And then I smudged Summer Yum and Puree on the lower lash line, and then I highlighted the inner corners with Luscious. I think every single time I use this palette, I have to use Luscious. So now I've used this palette a few times over the summer, and I'm really happy that I got to use it again because it's like one of my go-to summer palettes besides the Urban Decay Heat palette, but I haven't used that lately. I've been wanting to use more of my other palettes, and I did use this a lot last month, so I wanted to use it again this month and not forget about it, so yeah. And then I lined my waterline with the Urban Decay 24/7 Glide On Set-On Pencil in the shade Whiskey, and then I went in with the MAC Intense Black Lash on the bottom lashes. And then I bronzed up my skin with the Too Faced Sweethearts bronzer in the shade Sweet Tea. And then I went in with the Too Faced Papadome Peach Blush because I wanted to match the palette. And then I highlighted with the Bobbi Brown highlighter in the shade Bronze Glow because I haven't used that in a while and I wanted to use it today. And then I went over everything with the Hourglass Ethereal Light Powder. Then I started everything with the NYX Dewy Skin Mist. And then I filled in my brows with the Anastasia Brow Definer in Caramel and then set that with the Anastasia Clear Brow Gel. And then for my lips, I primed them with the NYX Lip Primer. Then I lined them with the Makeup Forever Lip Pencil in the shade 1C. And then I filled them in with the Makeup Monsters liquid lipstick in the shade Blush because I wanted it to be peachy. And then I topped it off with the Too Faced Peach Oil Creamy Lip Gloss in the shade Peach Fuzz because, again, wanted to keep with the peach theme. I smell way too much peach, though. And also because my best friend used this yesterday because she borrowed it from me. And I was like, you know what? I really want to use it today. And since I was thinking about wearing this exact outfit and wearing this exact color on my lid from this palette, I just wanted to use the whole palette. And yeah, that's it. So I'm going to go. Tomorrow I have so much to do. I'm hoping to get to the gym tomorrow, though. I'm hoping I don't have an interview tomorrow if Brio decides to interview me tomorrow, if they decide to call me. But my other friend is going to try and get me a job at Fridays in another town. It's probably going to be a pain in the ass to get to, but hey, at least I know him. But I really don't want to commute longer than 15 minutes. That's why I was trying to work at Meatball Place in my boyfriend's town. So yeah, I'm going to go because every single clip in this frickin' Everyday Makeup Lookbook this week is so long. So yeah, bye!